is the rate of progress at Lotus right now that it's actually hard to know quite where to look. In the last 12 months alone, they've launched a brand new Formula 1 team, revamped the Elise, and unveiled an entire new range of future sports cars. For the time being though, this is the car that matters most at Lotus. The new 350 bhp, £58,500 Evora S. Now on the surface, I agree, this car doesn't look a whole lot different from the regular Evora. There are different 18-inch or 19-inch wheels, and there's that new rear diffuser. But beneath the skin, it is very different indeed. At the business end of the Evora S is a new supercharged version of the 3.5 litre V6 from the regular Evora. It develops 350 bhp and 295 pounds-feet of torque, enough to send it to 60 miles an hour in a claimed 4.6 seconds and to a top speed of over 170 miles an hour. Right, well before we go anywhere at all, one thing that strikes me immediately is how much nicer built the cabin is in this car. The launch Evoras were not built very well at all, bits fell off them. This thing feels, dare I say it, ever so slightly German in its build quality. That is a very good place to start. So on the move, what is the Evora S like? In a word, brilliant. The changes do not seem like much when you look at them on paper, but what they have done is transform this car into a proper weapon. It is now really, really fast. So fast across country that I cannot think what sort of a car you'd need to keep pace with it. You know, we're talking about sort of 911 turbo league for A to B speed. I'm not joking with that either. I mean, these things always went round corners beautifully, they always steered beautifully, they always handled beautifully and rode beautifully. But now you have got proper supercar performance to go with it. And as a package, blimey. I know £60,000 sounds like an awful lot of money for a Lotus, but in this respect, it is worth it. Right, the gear change. Probably the Evora's weakest link overall before. They have done a lot of work on it. The gearbox itself is no different, but they've changed the linkage, they've changed the shift mechanism, they've beefed it up generally, and it is much better than before. Until you're at high revs, and then it's still not very good. But I would say a 70% improvement on before, and that's not bad. So, the Evora S is much better to drive than an Evora on the road. But to really find out how much better to drive it is, I think we need to go to a track, and there happens to be one just up the road here. This car is so much fun on a circuit. I can't believe it. It's an absolute riot. And the thing that makes the difference is the extra torque. This version produces more torque everywhere across the rev range than the normal one does at its peak torque figure. That is so significant, not just at on-road driving, but anywhere, and specifically on a track. You can do so much more with the back end of this car, because when you put your foot down, something proper happens to it, and you can do loads of that kind of stuff. What the extra power has done actually is just crystallise everything that was already really good about the Evora. So not only is it faster, not only is the gear change better, the handling and the steering in particular suddenly seems to make even more sense. It feels even more pure, even more kind of hardwired into what you want it to do up here. It really is absolutely lovely to drive this car. When I asked the guy from Lotus how he regarded this car, he said it's the car we always wanted to build. Well, do you know what, mate? It's the car we always wanted you to build. It's bloody marvellous.